Welcome to Cloudy with a Chance of Meeples, a channel of conversation and board games.
Hey, my name is Brent here on Cloudy with a Chance of Meeples. Today on the channel, we are going to be visiting some memories. We're going to be piecing memories together to try to figure out what the zombies are up to. Today, we are diving into the zombie kids, zombie teens universe in Flashback Zombie Kids. This is going to be a spoiler-free review. This is a mystery game per se, an investigation game per se. I'm not going to show you what is in any of the three cases that are in this box. I'll show you how the game plays in the radar overview. Final forecast coming up. Cue the thunder. So the radar overview for Flashback Zombie Kids looks something like this. And this is going to be a spoiler-free review. I'm actually going to show you how to play the game with this little QR code, learn the rules while you play. I'm going to show you how to do this momentarily, but I want to show you what comes in this game. You're going to get 1, 2, 3 different mysteries. And then there are also going to be different cards that you will find along the way in the different mysteries. There'll be different questions you'll be answering in all of these, which I'll show you momentarily. And then you have 3 strange items: binoculars, a watch, and this device. And again, I don't want to show you anything as to how any of these work, but there is a prologue that I can show you, and I'm going to show you how that prologue works, and that will give you a very good idea as to how all of these work. So let's move on over and I'll show you that. So this is the introduction or prologue as to how to play zombie or Flashback Zombie Kids. And what I'm going to show you is kind of exactly how you play the rest of the game, or the 3 other little mysteries that come in the game. So the kids have launched an expedition to retrieve a valuable gizmo, and getting back into the barricaded school was no easy task. Using the flashback technology, reconstruct the day's events. So as you go through this, you're going to have different cards, and these cards will show different items, and it'll show different people's point of view. And so I'm just going to flip through these next. This shows that if you look at this boy, out of what he is seeing, you're going to look at card number 1, which was the first card. So this is card number 1. So this is what that boy is seeing. So I'm going to flip through all of these things here. Go. So this is what you would start, and you would look. Okay, this boy is seeing this dog as well as this dinosaur in his little, I guess, rear view mirror. And then the question is, number 1, what caused the bicycle accident? Okay, so let's go back here. Let's see what's happening in this story. And you're going to be like making this whole scene from different vantage points. So if we look at the dog, we see, okay, the boy is, in the air with this kid flying through the air. All this stuff is, falling out. Let's go back to the first one. Let's go in order. What is number 3? Well, look at that. There's a zombie dressed up as a dinosaur. What does he see? He sees this bike launching off of this manhole cover. And all while this zombie is looking pretty upset, I guess maybe the hardware store owner, he's looking across the street and he's seeing this video game store that's been opened up. And underneath here, what does this zombie see? Oh, well, he sees a bunch of his other zombies making a little pyramid and lifting up this manhole cover. So clearly we know the answer to number 1 is what caused the bicycle accident while the zombies lifted up the manhole cover. Are we all right? The zombies lifted up a sewer cover and shot the bike into the air. Perfect. So number 2. We look at this. How did the zombie end up hanging from the clock? So if we see this zombie's hanging from the clock. Well, what does he see? He sees this dog, which we know, if we look at the dog, this is what the dog sees. So they're kind of seeing each other, I guess. And this zombie is chasing them. Oh, look, there's wet paint on the footprints. So if we go back to here, this one of these ones, oh, well, clearly the ladder was here. This zombie knocked the ladder over, and that's why that zombie's hanging from the clock tower. We right. The zombie was painting the building with when the ladder got knocked down during the chase between the T-Rex and the kids. Right on. So then what's the third thing? Number 3, where was that? Nope. This one. Here we go. Number 3. What's the question? How did the kids get into the video game store? What object were they looking for? And where is that object now? So if you look, what do they have? Well, they have a video game controller, maybe a video game, some snips here. Well, let's see. Maybe nothing here. Look at that. So the snips are gone there. So they clearly use those to cut the lock to get into the video game store. But what are they looking for? Well, according to this, there's a VR helmet that goes with the controller. And if we go and see, well, they have the controller, so obviously they wanted the VR helmet. But where would that VR helmet be? Can we see it in here? No. Oh, well, there it is. It's on the roof. It flew out of their wagon and landed on the roof. So we go here. So, yes, they went through the hardware store, grabbed the wire cutters, I guess, or chain cutters, and took that video game and the VR helmet. So the kids borrowed some cutters from the hardware store and used them to cut the chain on the door. They took a VR helmet, which went flying out of the bicycle trailer and landed on the roof of the hardware store. So there we have it. So that is what you'd be doing through Flashback Zombie Kids. And I'll hit end game. And so there you go. That's how you play. And like I said, there are 3 different scenarios in the game that create one continuous story that they all connect. So that in a nutshell is how you play Flashback Zombie Kids. Let's move on over now and check out the final forecast. So the final forecast for Flashback Zombie Kids, an investigation game in which you're trying to figure out what the zombies are up to. They're up to no good, let's just say that. But this game is colorful. I will say that right off the bat. This is really colorful. I loved all these cards, and I don't want to show you any of the backs of them, but it's just colorful. You start putting them on the table, and it's just vibrant. You got so many different cards on the table, and you're trying to figure things out, and you need to stay organized. So as a mom or a dad or a parent, I guess per se, or an adult in this, you're kind of like walking with your kids while playing this game. You're kind of facilitating things, but you're letting them explore and come up with all these hypotheses like, oh, well, maybe this is that, and this happened because this happened. And that's the fun, seeing their brains and seeing their minds just like, the wheels, the cogs start turning, and they try to figure these things out. I think that's so fun. This is pretty easy for an adult. You're going to figure these things out well before your kids will. And that's totally all right. This is a family experience. There's 4 different cases per se. There's 3 stories. And then at the end, you're going to take kind of those 3 stories, put them together with all the gizmos that you're going to find along the way, which I think are so cool. Specifically this one, you think you know what it is. I didn't see it coming. But this was really cool. This reminded me of, an exit game or an unlock game where you're, looking at things a little bit differently with this. This reminded me of a cereal box back in the 90s and what you get, or what you sometimes maybe got. Decoder things. I don't know. The gizmos are so cool. And then you go back and you do all them again, and you use the different gizmos that you found along the way in the other mysteries that you've already done. And you're like, oh man, that was there the whole time, but we didn't realize it was there, or we didn't realize what it was for. And it's just really cool. It's got this neat little story that progresses throughout the 3, brings a little bit of intrigue as to why is this happening? Well, start the next episode and you will find out. It has all those things. It has all the characters that you've come to love in Zombie Kids and Zombie Teens. It's got all the goofy zombies. I will say one zombie, his eye falls out, and kind of you see what his eye is seeing. And again, it's not like shown in a gross way. It's what you've seen with all the zombies in Zombie Kids and Zombie Teens. But just want to say that one zombie doesn't have an eye. It rolls around on the floor. But I love, the returning characters, because my kids were like, oh, that's this name, that's this person, because in Zombie Kids and Zombie Teens you get to name those characters, so then they're back, but they're whatever names you named them if you played the original Zombie Kids and Zombie Teens. At that point, if you haven't played Zombie Kids or Zombie Teens, you can absolutely play this game. If you play this having never played those, you won't be missing anything. It's just kind of the world that they've created. You're going back to it. So that's absolutely fantastic. I love that you're not destroying anything. You can, pack this back up. You can reset it. You can give it to friends, and they can enjoy it with their kids. On that note, I didn't show this in the radar overview, but after you finish the 3 mysteries, or the 3 memories, I guess, you open this up. So you have to tape this up, and there's some stuff that you draw on in this. You can just, replicate it on a piece of paper so that you don't have to destroy this, so you can share this with others, which is fantastic. But overall, this is absolutely an amazing, amazing fun experience. In a box, ready for you and your kids, because the gizmos are so cool. I thought, even as a dad, I'm trying to bring myself back to the 90s when I was a young tyke. If I would have played this, that would have been mind-blowing. And maybe in this day and age, with technology and just the craziness that is at our fingertips, maybe kids don't find this as exciting. But me as a parent, I'm like, this is amazing. So much fun. Not to say that there are a couple things I didn't like. I will say this. I didn't like it that the answers are on the back. I'm going to move this around. Woo! The answers are on the back. So, I don't know. I think that's a misstep. If you start this, don't flip to the back. You'll see it. I get it. They're upside down, so you have to flip it. But as adults, you can totally understand what it is and read it pretty quickly. I would have loved to see those answers in little envelopes. Maybe, production costs, that would have went up. I understand that. At the same time, when you open up this little section, after you finished it, the answers, again, they're on the same page. They're just upside down. Like in a magazine, it has a word search, or a newspaper, it's got the word search, it's got the answers upside down. I would have loved to see little envelopes with all the answers in it, so that you maybe don't have an opportunity to spoil it. But overall, this is an absolute amazing experience. This is so much fun. I get about 4 different mysteries. So memory 1, memory 2, memory 3, and then memory 4 would be all of them again. And those ones are kind of split into 3, so 6. But if you add those 3 small ones, it equals 1 big one. So let's just say 2 hours of gameplay in this. So if you're like, that's too much money for 2 hours of gameplay, take it for what it is. It's cheaper than going to the movies, that's for sure. But this, fantastic. I'm thinking Christmas presents, Christmas coming around the corner and whatnot. This would be a fantastic gift to give to a family with the kids in the 7 to 10 range. So there you have it. Flashback Zombie Kids. I'm giving it a 95% chance of Meeples because it's absolutely fantastic. Check it out if you're a fan of Zombie Kids, Zombie Teens. This is a no-brainer. If you're new to this whole storyline, whole universe, check it out. 95% chance of Meeples. There you have it. My name is Brent. Check us out on Facebook. Cloudy with a Chance of Meeples. Till next time, grab your umbrella. The forecast is cloudy with a chance of Meeples.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and remember to grab your umbrella because the forecast is cloudy with a chance of meeples.